In this video, we are going to cover the top 12 things to do in Seattle for free, so if that's interesting, stick around. My name's Christian Harris. I am the founder of the C-Town Real Estate team here in Seattle. I live, work, and play here in Seattle and have for many years. If you are interested to know more about what is going on in Seattle and what it looks like to live here in Seattle, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time I release a new episode every week. Seattle is a pretty expensive city to live in, but for very good reasons. It is a great place to live. But I'm happy to share that there are a lot of fun, free activities available to Seattle residents and visitors alike. So many household names hail from Seattle, from multinational companies like Starbucks, Nordstrom's, and Boeing, to international bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. It's one of the city's most educated cities. More than 60% of Seattle adults residents have graduate degrees. The entrepreneurial spirit is in the air in the Pacific Northwest metropolis. Over the past decade, the Emerald City has experienced an astonishing 23.8% growth rate, thanks to a large part in the city's rise as a leading hub for technology jobs, with over 2,000 tech companies based in Seattle, including Washington's own giants Amazon and Microsoft, obviously, and with hundreds of other smaller companies. The combination of the good economy, the abundance of jobs, quality of life, job opportunities, access to world-class food, music, and entertainment, that does mean that this Seattle is quite a desirable place to live, and so it tends to be pretty expensive. So I want to give you some free or cheap options around Seattle. So we're going to start with number one. Nature abounds in Seattle. It's green, it's lush, it's 45 minutes from mountains, and you're right on the Puget Sound. Whether you plan a camping trip, hiking, or explore the Puget Sound, any number of the San Juan Islands, the Olympic Peninsula, on the coast, or Lake Washington, there's so many free parks and waterways to explore. So many of these outdoor activities are not only outside the bustling city, but also within 1 to 2 hour drive, or a ferry in some cases. If you want to stay in the city and enjoy nature, maybe some of the west-facing beaches for some of the beautiful sunsets is what you're looking for. So you got Alki Beach on the north tip of West Seattle, or Lincoln Park by the Vashon Ferry Terminal in West Seattle. So you have Discovery Park in North Seattle, which has miles upon miles of forested walking trails. Golden Gardens or Carkeek Park all have western views where you can enjoy the most beautiful sunsets over the Puget Sound and Olympic Mountains. Living on the west coast, you can really access some of the best sunsets in the world. So number two, you've got Seattle City parks that are all free. So you've got tennis courts and dog parks and skate parks and dirt bike. Arboretum, so this one's really amazing. So Arboretum, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm amazed how many people have not, strolled through the Arboretum before. So this is a wild and lovely park stretching from Madison Valley up to the Union Bay. Offers a wide variety of gardens, wetlands, some nature trails, 200 acres of mature forest threaded by paths. So there's more than 5,500 plant species grown within the Arboretum boundaries. Gasworks Park on the north end of Lake Union is perfect for a hilltop picnic on the grass with amazing views of seaplanes coming in and out, as well as the downtown Seattle skyline in the background. So you have Cary Park, which has priceless panoramic views of the entire skyline, including the Space Needle, right on Queen Anne, so that looks to the south from Queen Anne. And as mentioned before, you got Alki Beach, has one of the best sandy views of the Puget Sound, has a 5-mile paved walking path that from views from downtown Seattle that wrap around the north end of West Seattle up to the Alki Lighthouse with western views over the mountains of the sunsets behind the Olympic Mountains. Absolutely gorgeous. Great place on a sunny day. On a nice day, it gets pretty crowded, and so it can get hard to get in and out of there because there's only one road really in and out. So moving on to downtown freebies. Number 3, take an art walk. So through the summer months, Seattle neighborhoods take turns opening their gallery doors to the artistically minded to explore at will. You got Pioneer Square galleries open on the first Thursday, Belltown the second Friday each month, and Capitol Hill has the second Thursday. In addition to free gallery access, many local businesses hold daily specials for these nights, making them perfect cheap evening out. So Pioneer Square, number 4, Pioneer Square Historic District. So many important architectural heirlooms are concentrated in Pioneer Square, with it being one of the oldest areas of the city. The district that sprang up in the wake of the 1889 Great Fire. So it's instantly recognizable by its handsome red brick buildings. The neighborhood's predominant architecture style is the Richardsonian, Romanesque, strongly influenced by American's Chicago school. So number 5, you've got Pay What You Feel walking tour. So since 2012, Seattle's free walking tour has brought European-style information strolls to the Emerald City. Organized as a nonprofit, these intimate 2-hour power walks give you a chance to learn more about the corners of the city like Pioneer Square, the waterfront, and downtown, as well as stories of the many people who have settled and called this place home, from the native Duwamish tribe to celebrities like Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee. Number 6, Pike Place Market. So this is really Seattle in a bottle. It is amazing, from the flowers to the fresh fish the fish throwers that are always so popular. Has the original Starbucks. It's really a must see when you're here in town. The old cobblestone roads and everything. It's really a great snapshot of what Seattle used to be like since it opened in 1907. I believe it's also one of the longest continuously running outdoor markets. You also don't want to forget the gum wall right around the corner in Post Alley if you do visit Pike Place Market. So number 7, Seattle Central Library. This is really rivals the Space Needle and the Museum of Pop Culture for architectural ingenuity. Seattle Central Library looks like a giant diamond that was dropped from space. It's conceived by Rem Koolhaas and LMN Architects in 2004. The $165.5 million sculpture of glass and steel was designed to serve as a communal gathering space and tech center, reading room, and of course a massive storage facility for its over 1 million plus books. You want to make sure to go there so you can enjoy the art, architecture, coffee, and literary comfort. Number 8, Seattle Center. This is a main hub of Seattle and a prominent aspect of the Seattle skyline. It's the home of the Space Needle, Seattle Science Center, Chihuly Glass Garden, and Mopop, all of which cost money. This is obviously an icon of the classic Seattle skyline and places people want to visit. So you can stroll through the Olympic Sculpture Park, which is the only large-scale metal construction in the city. It's managed by the Seattle Art Museum. It's home to over a dozen large artworks and sculptures with access open and free to the public. You can stroll from dawn to dusk there. It's also a great place to do some interesting people watching, which is one of my favorite pastimes. So we're going to move on to the Ballard Fremont Discovery Park area of freebies. So number 10, we've got Fremont Public Sculptures. You don't need to pay museum entrance fees to see one of the best and most iconic arts in the city. So Fremont is an art gallery in and of itself, with public sculptures sharing sidewalk spaces and pedestrians and cyclists throughout the neighborhood. Each of the 10 or so pieces is totally unique, and often you'll find them dressed up by the locals for holidays or special events. Together they represent a window into Fremont's golden era of countercultural bliss. And while you're in the neighborhood, pay a visit to the iconic Fremont Troll underneath the bridge. This 18-foot high cement figure is snacking on a Volkswagen Beetle and is a favorite place for a late night. Number 11, Discovery Park. I mentioned this in short earlier, but it really is a pretty epic place to visit. The Daybreak Star Indian Cultural Center at Discovery Park is also free. Displays a permanent collection of Native American artwork as well as special exhibits. It's also hard to beat on a sunny spring day. This former military installation has been transformed into a wild coastal park, laced with walking trails and offering glimpses of the Olympic Mountains across the water. It is a fantastic green space to do some walking and get some solitude, with over 534 acres of forest, meadows, sand dune, and beaches, providing a welcome escape for locals and a vital corridor for wildlife. Number 12, wander through the Ballard Locks. So the Hiram and Shanton Locks, more commonly known as the Ballard Locks, are more than just the effective link for ships moving between the Puget Sound and Lake Union and Lake Washington. In addition to watching the parade of boats using the locks to traverse the waterways, another popular activity is the sea life spotting in the fish ladder section of the locks. A little extra here for you as we wrap up. Golden Gardens, I know I also mentioned that previously, as a west-facing beach that you can, that has sand, which is pretty nice and rare around here, as well as western views so that you can watch the sunset over the Olympic Mountains. I mention this again because it's right by the Shell Shoal Marina in the Ballard area and has some of the best sandy sunset views over the Olympic Mountains, so you don't want to miss that one. So that wraps up this video. I just want to give you a few freebies you can do around Seattle to help you save a little money but still enjoy all of that Seattle has to offer. Make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you next time.